Hello and welcome to a new video. So today's video is actually going to be the start of a new series, and I recently put up a poll asking if you'd like to see me trying some of your favorite product combinations, and there was an overwhelming majority of you that said yes. And this poll was actually inspired by a couple of comments on my review for the AG Curl Fresh Definer. A couple of you mentioned using this with the Curlsmith Styling Souffle, and when I said that that sounded like a great combination, one of you said that you'd love to hear what my thoughts were after trying it. So I thought, well, maybe I could just do that on camera, and that's what inspired the poll, to see if this would be something you would be interested in watching. So that is where that all came from, and that because that combination and those comments inspired this poll and this series, I am starting with that combination. So I'll be starting with the Curl Fresh Definer, and then I'll be doing the Curlsmith Styling Souffle. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. I'm a licensed hairstylist with over 20 years of experience, and on this channel I use those 20 years of experience to help you have healthy, happy hair. So as per usual, I'm starting off the video with freshly washed hair, and I'm actually trying out some products that were gifted to me from Evolve. This is in no way, shape, or form a sponsored video. They gifted these to me. I am under no obligation to speak of them, and this is my first time using them, but I used their Evolve Ultra Shine Moisture Shampoo, and I used their Ultra Shine Moisture Conditioner, and then I also used their Smart Start Leave-In Conditioner, and this leave-in conditioner is actually a really watery spray. Like, there's no milkiness to it at all. So it'll be really interesting to see how these products perform, and it's something that I will probably update you on at some point in the future. I don't know that I'll do a fully dedicated video to this, but in some way, shape, or form, I will mention my thoughts on these, but I am trying them out for the first time today with the rest of these products. So let's move on to the styling. So as I said, I'm going to be using the Curl Fresh Definer, and I'm going to be putting it in section by section and then brush styling as I typically do. And if you haven't seen my review yet for this curl cream, I'll put a card right up here so you can go ahead and check that out. So we'll get started with some of the cream. I'd show it to you, but it is really runny and kind of goes everywhere. I don't remember it being this runny when I first got it. Did it get a little bit runnier just sitting in there? I don't know. Does anybody else have one that's just really, really runny? Like it's really watery. So, and I don't remember it being like that. Leave a comment down below if that's what yours is doing. Maybe I got a weird one. I don't know. I've used it a few times since I tried it out. I don't know if you can see, it's down to about here. So I've used it a number of times and I get great results every time I use it. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I'm just gonna go ahead and brush this through to distribute. And then for those of you who have never watched one of my videos, what I do is I go and take vertical sections and I brush through a couple of times to smooth out the hair, and then I go up from underneath because my hair curls in different directions. So I don't want to curl it going forward or going back. I want it to go whatever way it's going to go rather than trying to force it. And then I shake it out a little bit and then toss it over my shoulder to get it out of the way. And I continue on the rest of the way, and I'm always brushing out at about a 90-degree angle from my scalp. That way I can get a little bit of lift and volume and it's not stuck to my head. And I just continue all the way around, and I do the bottom section, the middle section, and then the top section, and I brush out and then I brush up. So I'm either going to skip through this or I will speed it up and quickly go through this and come back for the styling souffle application. Time for Curlsmith's Curl Defining Styling Souffle, and this is actually a new container. I did have just the smaller, like, travel size of this, and I ran out of it, so I needed to buy some more, and I decided to get a nice big jar because I do really like the styling souffle, probably even a little bit more than the in-shower style fixer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and work this into my hair. And this is kind of it's not super thick, but it's not really watery either. So it is something that I do tend to kind of glide and scrunch a little bit more, and then kind of work my fingers in between the curl clumps a little bit. And then with whatever little bit is on my hand, I'll bring it up to the top a little bit. And I also drop quite a bit on the floor. Okay, maybe not quite a bit, but blobs definitely make it to the floor. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. Slide it over, work it in, bring it up to the roots a little bit. I actually kind of like the container that the trial or the travel size comes in a lot better. It's just the squeezy tube. And I'm not a fan of digging this stuff out of the jar. I kind of think they need to just put this in a squeezy tube and be done with it. Or a container with a pump. That's all applied, so it's time to diffuse. Nobody mentioned using any hairspray with this, so I will not be putting hairspray in. I know, shocker, it's crazy, but like I said, I'm trying your guys' combos, so I am just gonna go straight to the diffusing and I'll be back once I'm dry. All dry with a bit of a cast and very little frizz. So even though the combination didn't say anything about like a serum, I am going to use Verb Ghost Oil to scrunch out the crunch, and I am almost out of this. So I'm gonna have to start using one of my other serums. I have plenty of them, so I should just start using those rather than going and getting more of the Verb. So now that I have just slid that over, I'm gonna go ahead and scrunch out the crunch and then give my hair a fluff. Here are the results, scrunched and fluffed, and it's looking really good. I am really liking the way everything looks. I've got some nice defined curls and not a lot of frizz even after fluffing and scrunching out the crunch. And I didn't scrunch all of the crunch out. There's a little bit left in my ends, and I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that in there and sleep with that on. I'll probably pop back in either tomorrow or the day after and show you how it's looking and how everything is holding up. But otherwise, I'm really liking this combo so far, so thank you for recommending this combo. I'm popping back in here real quick for day 2, and I actually was outside. It's really windy out there, so it was getting blown all over the place, and it is holding up really, really well. I've got a little bit more volume. The cast has worked its way out. Everything's looking good. I don't have a whole lot of frizz, especially considering I was just outside and it was really, really windy and blowing my hair all around. I did just kind of clip the front out of the way. I used a really tiny claw clip just to get those out of my way because they were stabbing me in the eyeball and I was not a fan. So they just got clipped back and out of my way, and everything else is looking really good. So if you liked this video, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.